You know, what's happening inside China's military right now isn't just a few high-profile dismissals. Not at all. It's a high-stakes political chess game, and the prize is nothing less than absolute control. So let's break down this master plan.
Right, so behind all the headlines you're seeing about a military purge, President Xi Jinping is pulling the strings on a very calculated strategy. The goal? Well, it's simple, and it is completely non-negotiable. Make sure the People's Liberation Army is not just loyal, but absolutely, unquestionably loyal to him and only him.
So this brings us to the big question, right? Why are some of the most powerful generals and leaders in the entire Chinese military just vanishing? The answer isn't a simple one, but you better believe it's methodical.
What looks like total chaos from the outside is actually a meticulously planned, long-term political strategy. It's a power play, and we're going to break down exactly how it's being executed.
Okay, so the crucial thing to get here is that this isn't random. This whole strategy unfolds in three very deliberate stages. First, you neutralize the established power networks. Step 2, you crush any internal resistance you find, all under the banner of fighting corruption. And finally, stage 3, you accept that things are going to be a bit paralyzed for a while, because that's the price you have to pay for long-term control.
Let's start with stage 1. The opening move was the arrest of Admiral Miao Hua. Now, this guy was the gatekeeper for military promotions, a very powerful position. Once he was in custody, he reportedly started giving up information that helped take down his rivals, especially the network of a very senior general, Zhang Youxia. So you see, this wasn't just an arrest. It was a strategic move to pull out the kingpin and watch the whole network crumble.
Now, stage 2. Publicly, this is all framed as this relentless anti-corruption drive. The official military newspaper even put out this chilling message. The more we dig, the more we discover, so we must go all the way. That's a clear signal, right? It's telling everyone inside the system that any resistance, any pushback will be treated as a threat to the military itself and will be completely crushed. But to really get why this is all happening right now, you have to look back. The seeds of today's purge, well, they were planted decades ago by previous leaders. This timeline really tells the story. Back in the 90s, reforms brought in new leaders who were easier to manage, but it turns out also way more prone to corruption. That led to a big cleanup in 2012 when some top generals were taken out. But in their place, new networks popped up, like the one led by Zhang Youxia. From Xi's point of view, these factions became their own independent power bases, and that was a threat that had to be completely dismantled.
Okay, now we're going to move to one of the most personal and honestly revealing tactics in this whole campaign. This isn't just about political factions anymore. This is about the private lives of the top military officers.
Senior officers have been given a stark, non-negotiable choice. You either bring your wives and children who are living abroad back to China, effective immediately, or you resign. You forfeit your entire career. Just imagine getting that ultimatum. It suddenly makes a high-level power struggle intensely personal.
And the logic here? It's pure national security. The leadership is convinced that having relatives living overseas is a huge vulnerability. They're seen as potential targets for foreign intelligence agencies who might want to use them for leverage or to get information. This ultimatum is a direct and pretty brutal attempt to seal off that weakness.
And don't think for a second this is just a military thing. This loyalty test is being rolled out across the board. We've seen top figures in banking, science, and local government, like the former head of China's central bank, Yi Gang, pushed out simply because they had family abroad. It's a system-wide tightening of the screws.
Now, you might be thinking, a purge this big has to have a downside, right? There's got to be a cost, and you'd be right. But what's fascinating is that this cost seems to be a calculated and accepted part of the whole strategy.
The leadership is making a very clear choice here. It boils down to this. Right now, achieving absolute political purity is more important than short-term administrative stability. They are willing to trade operational efficiency for ideological discipline.
So, to manage the public perception of all this, key figures like the defense minister Dong Jun and the anti-corruption chief Zhang Shengmen are kept in the public eye, even while they're reportedly under investigation themselves. It's all about projecting an image of stability. But the reality on the ground is totally different. Chains of command are shattered. Everyone is afraid of being the next target, so decision-making just grinds to a halt. The military is becoming politically disciplined for sure, but it's also becoming administratively paralyzed.
So what's the rush? Why accept this kind of paralysis now? Well, it turns out this entire massive operation is running against the ticking clock.
2027.
That 1 year is driving the incredible speed and intensity of this entire campaign.
In 2027, the People's Liberation Army will celebrate its 100th anniversary. This is a monumental milestone, and Xi Jinping is absolutely determined to have a military that is completely, totally, and utterly loyal by that date. This isn't just a goal, it's a hard deadline.
And that leaves us with one final and pretty crucial question. This massive, painful upheaval is reshaping China's entire military. Is this all just to make sure they have a perfect parade for the big anniversary celebration? Or is this about forging a politically reliable weapon, one that's being made ready for a future conflict? That's the question we're left with.